Hello, everybody. I'm Krasi, and we will be looking at the month October from the perspective of the ancient Babylonian astrology and the 12 ascendants. We will not be looking at each of the days of October, but at the 12 ascendants, and this is sidereal astrology. So I will give you the two options to look at your ascendant from the sidereal astrology point of view, or if you're following the modern tropical zodiac, I will also name the sign from the modern tropical astrology. Before that, I will make a brief overview just to tell you how October will be looking like. October is a very important month because October follows the moment of the autumn equinox. This is a very important timing because the ancient calendars were very different. They wouldn't, the calendars that we apply now are detaching ourselves from the nature. The ancient, not only the culture of the Babylonians, but many ancient cultures would look totally differently at the stellar phenomenon and the time. And on the 21st, 22nd, with this full moon which we had on the axis of Pisces, Virgo, actually, the second part of the year started because we had the autumn equinox, so the autumn equinox. So with this, how important this was? Well, in the ancient Babylon, as you know, the people, when we had the first Nisan, which is the first lunar day of the year, this is the appearance of the first lunar crescent after the sun enters the point of the vernal, the spring equinox. This was the first, this was the month of Nisan. This is the beginning of the year. And then the astrologer, who was a priest, would look at the sky, and whatever he or she mainly, would see on the sky, this would determine the next year to come, mainly the next 6 months. And then people would celebrate the Akitu festivals when they would praise the gods. The Akitu festival would continue 12 or more days. It was a great day of celebrations in Babylon and in the other cities of Mesopotamia. But the same they do now with the days of the autumn equinox. So very important timing, and we will see how this will change the energies for the next 6 months to come. So what is actually happening is, briefly, just I will tell you how the horoscope of the equinox of the next 6 months look like, and after that, of course, we'll be looking at each of the 12 ascendants. Now, what is happening is interesting because classically, traditionally, this equinox timing is always happening, of course, on the axis of Pisces, Virgo. Classically, traditionally, this is what is happening. This time, we had Mars invisible with the Sun in Virgo, invisible Mars and also Mercury. And this is a point of what to tell you. Invisible Mars, God Nergal, the god who rules the netherworld. Mars, who we associate with the typical visible ambition, aggression, these martial, soldier-like qualities. Well, Mars is invisible. When a planet is invisible, the energy of the planet is changing. Mars descended into the netherworld in the sign of Virgo, where he is totally peregrine, meaning he has totally no dignities. He is weak and invisible. And this is showing the picture of the next 6 months to come. So, afflicting the moon and with the sun, this will be showing disturbances somehow. You see, this is showing that there will be disharmonies with how people react on the matrix. Also, Mars is ruling what? The police. This will be how the police will react. Disharmonies here and there. There will be actually, this is not now the case. Mars is already from several months invisible, but we're talking about the next 6 months to come and how these energies will continue or not. Well, disturbances, people will react, the police, total disharmonies of the action of the police and the people, impulsive reactions, disorientation. This is Mars. He's with the sun, he's afflicting the moon, afflicting people's emotions. People will feel worried, will react uh, will react without any how to say, maybe structure and organization. This is Mars working on people's emotions. People will be vulnerable and worried. On the other hand, we have strong Venus in Libra. She's the beautiful, saving, goddess, which is she's bringing the blessing. She's beautiful in conjoined the star Gemma, which would say that still activities like art and people and beauty will matter. We should not give up on a beautiful project or plan on creation and creativity. Absolutely not give up to the fears and the spontaneous unplanned behavior of Mars. We should continue. We should ignore fears and worries and continue creating beauty, feeling beautiful, just beauty design. Also, because Venus is in the sign with Jupiter, which Saturn loves. This is the point of the hidden house of Saturn, the point of exaltation of Mars. To structure our work, to ignore fears, to um, to continue with our work together with the Creator without giving up to any worries, impulsiveness, and fears at all. Of course, we have in this, while Venus is in Libra, we have the opposition of Uranus. How this will work on the finances of the world for the next 6 months. Of course, this is affliction. Of course, this is pushing further towards new financial system, original new means technologically of the finances. Even if we don't see this very evidently happening, or at least I'm not watching the markets very carefully, still, this is showing that things go towards new financial ways, new modern technological. You see, this is the serious influence of Uranus squaring Saturn and Jupiter, and also opposition to Venus, which is money. So this is one thing. So we're going, unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, I'm not sure, there, new financial system. Also, another thing is that the next 6 months, financially, you see, the markets will not be blooming and flourishing. It's not possible because Venus is afflicted. She's the money, she's market, she's love. So people will feel maybe a little bit also in the private lives not very joyful. We have to create our own pleasure and joy. But still, Venus is afflicted. She's very strong in Libra, so we'll be able to create, to come up with new creative projects if you want, but still money, affliction, which would say financial results, super financial results. Also, we on our personal levels, but also the markets suddenly to come on another level. I think that we cannot expect. This is another thing, but still powerful Venus. And also we have retrograde Jupiter and Saturn still in Capricorn. They are reminding us this. You see, we had Jupiter Saturn conjunction, which took place on the 21st of December 2020. The great change for good, for our awakening, if you want, for totally new philosophical belief system, which we're reminded of, maybe not new, but something that we've forgotten. And we have Jupiter and Saturn again retrograde, still retrograde, also on that day, on the day of the autumn equinox. And this is Jupiter is weak there. So it's still, for the next 6 months, we will still see the matrix, the rulership, powerful, unfortunately, in trying to impose restrictions on people. Saturn too strong in Capricorn, Jupiter weak under the influence of Saturn. So We'll be a little bit vulnerable. Restrictions may continue. At least the regimes will try to impose, on people. But financially, the months will be not perfect. But you see, this is a temporary. We've chosen to live in this lifetime now, and it is just lessons. These are lessons to learn, and we'll be very grateful, because always when Saturn leaves certain sign, and in this case he will be staying in Capricorn until end of January 2023, he always brings rewards. We will be very pleased when all this is over, when we are on another level of our consciousness. We'll be very pleased. So we just have to be very brave now, not allow any fears, because we are obviously vulnerable, because Moon is ruling the people, and we have a position, Mars, Moon. People will be vulnerable, even from the police, some attempts which will be dirty, unpredictable, and so on. So this is overall how the energies of the next 6 months marked by this day of the autumn equinox. This is how the world to me will look like. It's not over. These energies of, they're not over yet, but we will be much stronger after all this is over. Especially you will see how the energies will change after Saturn enters end of January 2023. Aquarius, totally different energies, totally different events will follow up. This is for sure. So let's look now at the 12 ascendants. Before I continue with this, I've got to mention that on the 10th of October, Saturn from retrograde becomes direct. This is very important. You'll see how things are fastening, how if you feel a little bit blocked now and stuck in the status quo, in the matrix, things will start slowly developing. But this is 10th of October, and then 10 days after, Jupiter becomes direct, but he will remain during the whole month of October. He will remain in Capricorn, so we cannot expect yet to get his blessing. He's a little bit restricted and limited in Capricorn because he's fallen there. But this is still change of the energies already from the 10th. Things will start moving again. If you feel a little bit stuck, if you feel that your actions are, or you don't get results from your activities, this will also come. And now let's look at Ascendant Aries. This is sidereal Aries, which will say that if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Taurus. And you can also, if you do not know at what time you're born, you can always supply your moon sign. Moon in Aries, sidereal, or moon in tropical Taurus. So what is happening? You will be having until from 2nd of October until end of October, Venus will be in Scorpio. But still, Venus is for the next 6 months, like I mentioned, Venus will be under the influence of Libra, supporting creativity, supporting your private life, because Venus is in your 7th house. However, on the 2nd of October, she's moving into your 8th house. And well, this is from there you cannot really feel her energies, but she will support financially your partner. She will give blessing of work which will be related to researching the secret, the occult, and finances coming from partnerships. But also your ascendant ruler in October will be in Virgo, and Mars and invisible. This is your 6th house. This is a bit of emphasis on your routine, on your everyday routine work, on your job, on health. And also, this would say that you have to be a little bit responsible and cautious when it comes to health. People who may also relationships with people who may not be in your routine. You may not be very trustful. This is another thing. But in general, it's already a long process for you. With Saturn on your 10th house, of course, you are experiencing important changes related to your career, plans, so much. But again, Jupiter is helpful in this change process in Capricorn. And at the moment when these two planets from the 10th of October on start becoming direct, you will feel again that things are starting to move in your work, but still, of course, be what to say, be cautious, be responsible, not responsible, but be diplomatic when communicated with superiors. Be very well with colleagues, with people which share your routine environment. Be intuitive, be a bit careful and responsible for your health. This month also, October, you see, especially the period that we're speaking of, may not be very appropriate for none of us for new beginnings. Of course, it is depending on the activity, but in general, we are starting with waning moon. So do your routine, do your organization, be diplomatic at work, but for new projects, starting new job is also probably not the most appropriate period for you. But in any case, the emphasis in this, the routine job, the career, finances, from partnerships or some combined projects, this would be fine. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus or tropical Gemini. Taurus Venus, your ascendant ruler for you is on your 7th house, where she's fallen. Well, she's okay. You feel her influence on your 7th house. She influences your relationship. She's blessing your partnership for good. But she's a bit weak, and this is your ascendant ruler still. It would say that for you this month, your relationship will be very important. Not in a bad way, absolutely, but this will be some sort of emphasis. It will be important. So, yes, be diplomatic, be loving. Your relationship is blessed, but you may feel overly worried or overly involved a little bit. This is the small risk. Mercury becomes visible towards mid October for you on your 5th house with Mars. This is drive, blessing of knowledge, or well, it is about researching, having, receiving information, education, which is creative and doesn't not fall under the frames of the matrix. So in this sense, this is very good. Saturn and Jupiter become direct on your 9th house, supportive for knowledge, for maybe traveling, communication with people abroad, projects that involve people from abroad. So this is very benevolent. It's a good month for you, for sure. Just you see, the point of attention is a little bit the relationship, that you should be very balanced, not overly involved, maybe. Perfect support you have when it comes to completing education. Now you have the chance to complete education or to complete project which is involving knowledge. It will be in this sense a very good month. And also communication with children. You may have opportunity to fix something that you have to fix when it comes to children. And now we're looking at people who have ascendant, sidereal ascendant, Gemini or moon in Gemini, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology zodiac, this would be Cancer. Now, the very good thing for you is in the middle of October, your ascendant ruler Mercury becomes visible. Very good for you, for your desire to know, to study, to communicate. Projects which involve knowledge-based profession like literacy, or astrology, or bookkeeping, or administration would be very much supported, and you feel like you're blessed with knowledge, with desire to work. And this is very fine. This is supporting your profession, your home as well. This is supporting also activity that may require partnership, like generating interest or good results from partnership, from working partnership. Also, Venus is supporting your health, can can be very supportive for your routine environment, everyday job. So in this sense, this is also very good. New beginnings also for you may not be very appropriate, and I mentioned why. It is simply because when we want a very important new project, which that should last long, we need the moon not to be in this stage waning. So this is the thing. Well, the fact that Jupiter and Saturn become direct on your 8th house will support the incomes of your partner, or incomes, again, I mentioned, which are generated via partnerships. Well, good month for you when the emphasis would be career, knowledge, routine. And yes, you may receive good results when it comes to health and, yes, healing. And now we're looking at people who have Ascendant Cancer or Moon in Cancer, or if you're following the modern tropical zodiac, this will be Leo. Now, for you, Saturn and Jupiter being on your 7th house and very much influencing you for a very long time already, after 10th of October are starting one by one to become direct. With these partnership issues, if you felt you're blocked, if you're feeling that things are not going well, they may help resolve, help you in your private life. Also, when it comes to partnership with someone, this is very helpful. Also, Venus is helping from your 5th house. Mercury becomes visible on your 3rd house. Very, very good, very supportive for communication, traveling, projects which involve communication, knowledge, negotiation, travel, commerce. This will be very supported. Also, if you like to start something, start with this waning moon, maybe not, but if you have something that you couldn't complete, which is related to knowledge, education, now may be the time that you complete, or that you research and know. And it is a lot about knowledge, and when you study or you share your knowledge with others, you will be rewarded very much, for sure. Creative activities also very support. Communication with children, if you have some things to resolve, now is the time. But again, also for you and for each one of us, because this the moon will be is waning, even though this is important new cycle, still the waning moon is not supporting actions which we want to give long-lasting results. Now we're looking at people who have Ascendant Leo, Sidereal or Moon in Leo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology zodiac, this will be Virgo. Now, for you, your Ascendant ruler, the Sun partially will be for some days in Virgo, then continues in Libra to support knowledge, creative activities. Libra is very rewarding sign when emphasized in the horoscope. This is your 3rd house. You can have good time when it will be about commerce, negotiation, travel. Another thing is the home will be important, will be emphasized. The career and career place is not just your desired place. I think you most probably would like to concentrate on your efforts on the home, on your work at home, creative projects, but all at home. So this is blessed. Then on your 6th house, Saturn and Jupiter become direct after 10th of October. This is very good. Will help you resolve health matters, health issues. Will help you if you feel you're stuck in your routine and things are not going the right direction or are too slow. Now you will have the chance things to go back to normal, to start developing better. This is very important also to know. And Venus is making harmonious aspects. So activities at home, routine, job, creative knowledge, financially, the month will also look well for you. Now we're looking at people who have sidereal Ascendant Virgo or Moon in Virgo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, This will be Libra or Moon in Libra. This is one thing. Now, for you, Mercury in October becomes visible on your ascendant, and he not only rules your ascendant, but he's exalted in Virgo. This is really brilliant. This will help you. It is mainly about knowledge because this is Hermes. It will help you achieve and receive the knowledge that you want. It will help you financially. It will help you communication-wise, commercially. This is great help because this is trained by Saturn and Jupiter. So could be that the results that you reach now will have long-lasting validity. So this is very, very nice. Also, the Sun in Libra helps financially. For you, this seems to be a very good month. Also, you see Venus on your third house will support your knowledge, will support healing, will support natural sciences, maybe even travel. This looks to be a very good month for you. But again, maybe not exactly for new beginnings, but to maintain the status quo in a very, very good way. And now we're looking at people who would have sidereal ascendant Libra or Moon in Libra, or this is the modern tropical Scorpio. Now in October, the whole October, almost from the 2nd October to the end, your ascendant ruler Venus is on your second house. Importance of money, emphasis on money. You will be able, with this position of the planets, to generate incomes, also with the Sun on the ascendant, who will be giving you enlightenment and you know, he will support creativity, he will give you good energy, health. This is very good. Venus will support you financially, but not super, because she's in Scorpio and she's fallen there. But still, this is very good. If you felt stuck career-wise or in something in your home, things didn't go as planned or were slow, this will change slightly after 10th of October, when Saturn will be direct after him. Jupiter, so both will support you. However, still be a little bit diplomatic at work, you know, with your career place. This is important. But October for you, the emphasis, yes, will be money, your own enlightenment, your own plans, your own creativity. The fact that the visible Mercury, who will rule the chart for you on your 12th house, becomes visible. This will be your interest in the occult, in the in secrecy, you know, esoteric knowledge, probably yes, probably traveling as well. Well, looks that the month will be for you, change the energies in positive and more active way when it comes to career, money, your own knowledge. So in this sense, this is okay. Maybe you still do not have the blessing when it comes to your private life or agreements with people because of the position of your ascendant ruler Mars, and be responsible for your health a little bit, because the Sun is very helpful, but still, due to the position of your ascendant ruler, you may need to be responsible for your health. Just take good care of yourself. And then we have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or Moon is Scorpio, or for those of you who are following the modern tropical zodiac, this will be Sagittarius. Now Venus will be the whole October on your ascendant with Ketu. There she's a little bit weak, but still this is blessing. This will make you feel joyful. She's very mysterious, if you want, in Scorpio. Venus gives depth, can make people very sensitive, melancholic, because she's an evening star. And on your ascendant, actually, she's interesting. She's good with Ketu. She can make you selfless and thinking about your relationship and partner in a very caring way. So this is not bad. She will give you well-being and joy. She receives harmonious sextile from Mercury, who becomes visible in your 11th house. This is fine for your gains, for your plans, for your friendships, communication with children. So this is not bad at all. Now, only that Mars is invisible in your 12th house. So be responsible for your health. Take good care of your health. And Jupiter and Saturn turn direct on your third house, which would say that if you felt by now stuck and slowed with education projects or completion of, let's say, projects and plans, you may have luck now things to go faster, and you may feel indeed better, and you may see that your activities are going back to normal, especially after 10th of October. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Sagittarius, or this will be tropical Capricorn, or moon in sidereal Sagittarius or tropical Capricorn. Now, nothing new here, your ascendant ruler is on your second house, Jupiter. On the 20th, he would become direct. First, Saturn is direct on the 10th, and Jupiter is direct on the 20th of October. This is good financially. Things will start moving better for you. Very good thing, like an opportunity, is the Heliac Rise, the first visibility of Mercury on your 10th house. Career-wise, this can be good for you, can give you some kind of movement, opportunity, change in the career environment, which is harmonious for you. It is trining your ascendant ruler, it's trining your second house. So you may see this as financially beneficial. On your 11th house, the sun is shining, good for the incomes, absolutely not bad. And good for your social status, for your social life, for communication with children, for your plans. So this is all fine. Be a little bit responsible for your health as well. And yes, the emphasis for you is a bit money and finances in your career for the month of October. Not in a bad way, for sure. New beginnings, not. But you will see some sort of movement, change, maybe opportunity at your career place. And now we see ascendant sidereal Capricorn or moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Aquarius. Your ascendant ruler with Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter are on your ascendant. This is nothing new. One by one, they become direct. Jupiter on the 10th, Saturn on the 20th of October. And you also will see movement developing. Like if you felt stuck with your plans, with your projects, you may say, oh, things are starting to get faster too. So in this sense, this will be good. Mercury becomes visible on your 9th house, perfect for communication with people abroad, even for traveling, for knowledge, for completion of study projects. If you felt that you may hear something from people abroad, or something can change in terms of knowledge, education, classes, courses, all this abroad. Financially, Venus in your 11th house, the Sun in Libra in the 10th, good for your career. Things will start indeed moving. You will see change, definitely. New beginnings, again, I would repeat also for you, may not be very appropriate because of the status of the moon. But you will see new things automatically and new energies coming in the month of October. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Pisces. Now Saturn for you is in your 12th house, but this is not new. This is the case already from end of January 2020 and will be the case from until end of January 2023. A long period of you working on your consciousness, spiritual awakening, spiritual private work for your own philosophical belief system, developing, let's say, researching the occult. So this is actually a very interesting position of Saturn. The thing is with him is that he also emphasizes on health. And when on your 12th house, he can deprive you a little bit from energy. You may feel a little bit lacking energy. This is one thing. But he can be also very benevolent. And the lessons that you will learn by 2023 will be unbelievably valuable. That's for sure. So this is the thing, but the benevolent thing of October for you is Mercury, who becomes visible in your 8th house. This is supporting finances of your partner or finances that you would receive through partnerships. Venus on your 10th house can be supportive, not very, very strong, but at least will bring peace into your work environment. So this is fine. So be responsible for your health. Make sure that you have very healthy lifestyle to support your energy. And well, this is the main thing for the month of October. And when we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or this will be the tropical Aries, for you, of course, your month October is very important. We had the day of the equinox happening on this axis, you know, Pisces, Virgo, and your ascendant ruler Jupiter is turning direct on the 20th of October. Before that, Saturn on your 11th house. I see this as something positive movement, financially good, relationships with people, friendships, relationship with children, plans, gains. You have movement in this area of your life for sure, for good. Venus on your 9th house is supporting knowledge. She's not very powerful, but she's supporting knowledge, communication with people abroad. She's supporting your, let's say, knowledge-based plans which require education for good. What is interesting is that Mercury becomes visible in Virgo. This is your 7th house. This can support communication with your partner. Partnerships in general, opportunities may arise with Mercury becoming visible in Virgo on your 7th house. Could be that you plan or agreement or partnership deal comes on the table, or some resolving issues which can be related to partnership. Also can be very benevolent agreement with somebody. There could be some opportunity that you can have. Also, the sun with a lot of fortune for you in your 8th house. Again, money through partnerships, or you researching your interest into esoteric, secret knowledge, occultistic knowledge. Also, this is going to be emphasized on in the month of October. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was my brief, but I hope informative for you information about the month of October. Well, it is an important month for sure. The energies change for sure. I don't see them as that bad. We may need to put more attention on November and December. They may be a bit more malefic months, but we'll go through this as well. So enjoy October and see you for November.